What's going on? So there are three things that you got to realize in order to wholesale a property. And in this video, I'm going to explain those things today. So before we get into it, hit the subscribe button to get wonderful content just like this. So I know you're probably thinking it's a lot of information when it comes to wholesaling a property, but the idea of it is really simple and easy to do. The first thing you got to realize is that there is a set formula to how it's done. If you think you can just randomly call a bunch of real estate brokers or real estate investors and also go online, whether it's Craigslist or Zillow or Redfin, and figure out how it works, you're going to be sadly mistaken. So the first thing to know is that there is a set formula to buying wholesale properties. And it's also a set formula to selling the contract you get from the seller. So let me explain this formula right now. The formula is this: understanding that all properties must be sold whereby the buyer has profit in the deal. So you're just not going out there getting any deal and negotiating with the seller to sell the house. The property itself has to have profit in the deal once you have the contract with the seller. Because when you have this contract, you're going to have to sell this to the buyer, so therefore you can get paid. And if that property doesn't have profit in the deal, the buyer is not going to buy the contract from you. So that's the key component there, is that when you are negotiating with the seller, the first thing you got to realize is what is the comparables of the house when it is fully renovated, right? Obviously, as you must know, because you're in this video, is that any house that needs to be wholesale probably needs some work, okay? Nobody is going to sell their house fully renovated at a discount. So the seller knows that the house needs some work. So now that you know that does the seller know that the house needs some work, that's your negotiating tactic with the seller. You say, look, this house needs some work. I can sell it to an investor, and also they'll be able to close this deal in 30 days or less. Okay, so now, what is it that you got to do to know whether or not this house has profit or not? Well, you got to look at the comparables. The comparables is key. It's called a comp analysis or comparable analysis. And how you do this, you look at every single home that's sold within the last 6 months that has similar characteristics to the house you're interested in. So what does this mean? I mean, if your house has a 3-bedroom, 2-bath, you try to look at all the homes in the area that got 3 beds, 2 baths. If your house has a garage as well, you look at all homes that have a 3-bed, 2-bath, and 1 garage. Okay. And you're looking at the comparables of also the square footage of the house. If you're trying to have or identify homes that have the same square footage of the house that you're interested in. So if your house